Welcome back everybody. Today we're making a zinc hexacyanoferrate and iron 3 cell, a bit like the other videos, but this time we're going to use standard activated carbon as well as the active material. So things you'll need some standard activated carbon. You'll need to get some potassium ferricyanide, which is potassium hexacyanoferrate III. That's what this cell's made out of. You can use the two, it will still be the same, but the blue stuff, which is iron 3 hexacyanoferrate, would be, if you use number 2 mixed with iron 3 chloride, would become Prussian blue. Slightly different. It's slightly different to this stuff. Probably not by much, but it does have different phase changes when you drip the solutions together. It sort of goes brown, or goes red, brown, then a couple of days later turns like an aqua blue sort of colour. So what we do with the potassium ferricyanide, we get 5 grams, 500 mils of distilled water, good old zinc sulfate, 5 grams of that as well, mixed in 500 mils of water. So that one's 5 grams, 500 mils of water. This one, 5 grams, 500 mils of water. And then you slowly dip the zinc sulfate into the container of the potassium ferricyanide drop-wise. The smaller you make the drops, the better the material will be. You don't yield much. One batch would probably only yield you about 2 grams, 2 to 3 grams, not much. I do a batch of 4 and I get 12 grams. And then when you want to make the blue stuff, same deal. I think I increased this one to about 6 grams, to even try 10 grams actually, in 500 mils of water, and 10 grams in 500 mils of water, and mix them again. Nothing to it will sort of look like it's not doing anything, but it will start changing colour after a while. The other items we'll need, I'm using carbon felt for the substrate to hold the material on. It comes in this form. They're about 300 by 200 long. They range from about $7 to about $10 or $12, depending where you can source them from. Oops. I was trying to make my own. As you can see here, it sort of works. I pulled it apart to check it out. It's sort of like carbony web material, fragile. It started off out of this, so it's shrunk over 50% of its size in the carbon process, but I put it in the furnace for 2 hours at around about 800 degrees and it survived. I shouldn't have pulled it apart. I was going to use it, but I was pulling on it and stretching it. So I'm going to carbonize that lot later when it stops raining. So what we do, you'll need some scales. And what I like doing, using these cupcake holders, they fit on the scales really well. So you zero your scale out, and what we need is 1 gram of the activated carbon, okay, we have 1.02. Yeah, 1.02. Yep, so that's our carbon amount. And this is what the hexacyanoferrate looks like after you let it settle, siphon it off, fill it back up with some water, wash it around, siphon it off, and do that 3 times or more just to try to get out the unused potassium ferrocyanide and unused zinc sulfate. So again, we'll get our thing. We want 1 gram of this stuff. I sort of used the back end of a spoon. That's alright, that won't come off, it's dyed. So we need 1 gram of that. Okay, we're at 1 gram. Okay, now this time we need our Peruvian blue, or well, it's not Peruvian blue, it's Prussian, it's iron 3. I have some already ground up there, but may not be enough. And this, so it's if you can see in there, I'm not sure if you can. See if I can get a piece. It's sort of green and blue. If you can see that, it's green and sort of blue as well. So a bit of that there, not quite enough. It's extremely light. Okay, we're at 1 gram. And for that one we also need another gram of carbon. So we're just using standard activated shop bought carbon now. 1.8. This bit. Okay, 1.202 or 01. Okay, scales are cheap, doesn't matter. So I have 2 separate pestle and mortars now. I keep the blue stuff, see how it stains it in this one, and just the normal carbon in that one doesn't sort of stain it. So I'll cross those up because you don't need to see that, and I'll get back. I forgot, one side, the side with the zinc hexacyanoferrate is going to have the manganese dioxide from a ever ready battery, so we're not going to use activated charcoal in that side. So I'll weigh 1 gram of that out. I've washed this stuff several times, so you want to wash it to get any of the electrolyte out of the cell. Okay, we're at 1 gram. We may have to increase its content, but we'll try it at 1 gram. Okay, I'll be back when I grind them all up. Okay, when I grind them, so that's the manganese dioxide, 1 gram. We don't quite get a lot. We have 1 gram of the zinc hexacyanoferrate. I just stick it all into one and mix it. So we may need some more carbon in that one. See, the carbon density is not too big, but it's going because manganese dioxide is quite heavy. So I'm not sure if we should mix any more in there. Wonder if it will work better. Or we need a certain amount of conductivity for it to happen. The zinc hexacyanoferrate is not very conductive. We'll add another gram to it. So that will match the other cell. And then we're using 1 gram of the, we'll try 500 mil, 0.5 grams. Okay, we're at 0.6, that'll do. We'll add a further 0.6 of the manganese dioxide, so we're at 1.6 grams of manganese dioxide in our zinc hexacyanoferrate. So I'll give that a good grind up and I'll get back. Okay, I gave that 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm a bit muffled because I have my dust mask on. I guess the dust mask works because I can't smell the cyanide fumes, but it sort of smells. So that was the zinc hexacyanoferrate and the manganese dioxide. So what we'll do, you lose a bit, so we'll get it out of the bowl. You want to keep mixing it until it's all a uniform colour. A lot of it sticks to the bowl. Paintbrush sort of helps with that. Okay. And we'll reweigh it, set our scales to 0. Okay, total is 2.61, or 2.6. We didn't lose anything this time. Well, we probably did, as you can see it in there, but as our scales are weighing up, we don't really notice that much. Alright, so that's the zinc hexacyanoferrate one and manganese dioxide, and we'll repeat, but this time we'll use the activated carbon. So I'll grind them up and I'll get back. Okay, I'm back with the iron 3 version. So one thing I've noticed, hang on, is the activated carbon must be a bit heavier than the feather carbon, because when using the feather carbon we're a lot blacker, and this stuff really is fine and it sticks right in there. You can hardly get the stuff out. Okay, I think I have a bit of brush hair. Okay. So we should have 2 grams all up there. Ah, great. Okie dokie. Technical error. Lucky these things all weigh the same, that's why I use them. Right. Okay, we're 2.04. I think that's slightly heavier somehow. Also it's raining, so the humidity is really high, and I think these two things are absorbing all the moisture in the air as well, because that's why it's probably sticking to the inside of that really well. It's like, feels damp. Alright, don't get it on your fingers much there. Alright, I'll get rid of the mask. Oh no, I'm going to keep the mask on because of the acetone, but I don't think this filter's acetone, so I might take it off anyway. Alright, I'll set up ready for the next stage. Okay, the next stage is the acetone and the binder. The binder is cellulose acetate, so I use cigarette butts as the binder. What I normally do is fill up this jar with acetone to about here, and I put in 2 packets of 200 smoke butts each packet, so that's 400 smoke butts. I don't worry about the paper, that goes in as well, and I just filter it out and wash it, and then you just pull out the pieces of paper. So that makes the binder, and we need some acetone, and you need a fairly big tub what you can fit your little carbon pads in, nice and easy. Well, also isn't so heavy that the scales won't weigh it. So as it is, that's 44 grams, so we still got plenty of room. So we'll weigh our pads. So it's 1.2, say. The other pad 1.23. They're roughly the same size, so they should all sort of weigh the same. Oh, that one's a bit bigger. 1.3, we'll put that over there. And 1.3, we'll keep that for the other cell. The other cell is going to be exactly the same, but without the carbon contents in here. I'm going to just try Zinc Hexacyanoferrate, because this is carbon anyway. So we'll do that. And the iron 3 hexacyanoferrate, just with the binder still, but without any carbon added to it like this lot. So what I do is stick the carbon in. Okay, reset that. And the first thing you want to add is the acetone. So that sort of sucks up in the pauses of the carbon. We're looking about probably 6 grams or something of acetone, because it evaporates pretty quickly, and the time you finish stirring it, it's already starting to go off on you. So I find around about 5 grams, 6 grams, we'll do 6 grams, oh, 6.7. So it's looking like that. Okay, now we set this to 0, so we're 6.7, and we want 0.2 grams to 0.3 grams of binder. Oh, it's not coming out. Really hard stuff, it's sticky. Oops. Ah, yeah, hang on. So 0.1. Okay, we're about that time. We wash this out with some more acetone. You got to clean your pipette thing, or it's going to block up on you. Okay, so now we just got to give it a good stir. So this is the Zinc Hexacyano one. I've got glasses on just in case I splash. Don't want this in your eye, definitely not. It'll be like carbon binder and some Zinc Hexacyanoferrate. Explain that to the hospital. Okay, so what I do I'll stick this in there, squish it down as much as I can, flip it over. See, we're already drying out really quickly. Give it a wash around. That's hopefully sucking into the carbon, all those fine bits. Flip it over again. Really squish it in. Okay, let it drain a bit. Stick it over here. And then with the rest of it, I just sort of dab it on. It sort of finds its own level, as long as your table's level. We do waste a bit, as you can see, but that gives us a nice little coating on the top as well. So I'll clean this bowl, ready for the next lot, and I'll get back. Every now and then you probably wait for it to dry a little bit and move it so it doesn't stick to the glass. Okay, back for the the iron 3. Keep mixing them up. There's a hair from the brush. Okay, so we're 2.04 grams. Now we want, damn it. It's a bit dicky. Six or 7 grams of acetone again. I gave it a little bit more this time for that one. So we mix it around. Okay, now our binder, 0.3 grams we need. Okay, just a little bit extra acetone. Alright, and clean the little pipette. Stick it in water and the stuff sort of goes hard and comes out of there really easy. Right, so now we've got to stir it up. Okay, repeat again. We'll stick that in there, squash it around, get it right into that carbon. Flip it over, repeat. Oh, I could do with some more acetone in this one, I think. It's starting to dry out quicker. I'll just stick a little bit more acetone in this one. Another little squirter dot, that should do. Alright, that's much better. I can work with it a bit better. Flip it over again. Squish it. Hopefully when it releases the pressure it sucks that stuff in. So I take it to one side and give it a draining. And for the rest of the stuff, we'll just drip it in. Oops. Okay, that's how I do that. So that one's probably ready to move a bit, so they don't bind. Alright, so we'll let them dry. Probably tomorrow is a good time to check. They should be dry in about an hour, easy. It evaporates really quickly, that stuff. And while they're drying, I'll make up the other two just straight without any activated carbons or anything in them. Okay, it's next day. It's time to weigh up the electrode. So the iron 3 one we made weighs 3 grams. It started, the carbon pad was 1.2, so we're around about 2 grams, 2.4. The manganese dioxide one and the zinc hexacyanoferrate one, those two will be going together, so that's 3.6. It was 1.2 again on that one, so those two cells are forming one. And then the ones without carbon, any extra carbon except for the carbon felt, we're about I think this was, the carbon felt was 1.3, so we're about 1 gram of the iron 3 hexacyanoferrate. For the zinc hexacyanoferrate one, hang on, tar that off. So we're about 1 gram again because it was 1.3. These two are going to be interesting because I've never tried them without any carbon added to them. And another thing I've been thinking about, we go through all the means to make all these little fine crystals, same with the carbon, and then we crush them. So I'm wondering if that's destroying their internal structures when we pestle and mortar them. Perhaps we have to use them in their raw form when we get them out of the furnace. I'll try that later. So this one will be like a flaky sort of material. This one here is a fine powder as it is anyway, so that doesn't even really need to be crushed. And you can sort of see there's greenness in that one, and the other one is blue, but it's sort of the same batch. So we'll put the iron 3 ones in a little pouch. I face that side out, and I stick the collector plate on the other side of it. Fold it up like that. Fold these little pieces around, if I can do it. So we're actually sealing it completely off. Something like that. Probably bigger. And then the zinc hexacyanoferrate one, with the coating side facing that way. The other collector plate. And here's the fun bit. And we'll just bind it with a 2 rubber bands. We'll just get the rubber bands on, and then we can sort of move the plate around to suit. So there's not too much force against those plates. They could probably be clamped a bit better. Just got to line the carbons up properly. And they seem to be on there. Not too bad. Got it. So there's our cell. So the iron 3 one is inside the Zinc separator. Zinc hexacyanoferrate one is the positive side on that cell, and I've got to get some other plates to do this one, and then they'll need to be soaked for a couple of days to let the electrolyte, because there's no way, nothing happens. You got to get through that. It's fairly thick, this tracing paper. It's much thicker than normal paper. Probably a really good quality. Alright, so I'll get that one made up, soak them in electrolyte, and I'll get back with part 2 of the video. So hopefully you enjoy this one, and I'll see you on part 2.